Tonight, how secure is your password?
Plus, the local author visits Troy's campus. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for January 19th, 2012. I'm Judson Garner.
And I'm Bailey Majors. Thank you for joining us this evening. Most all of us use computers every day, and that usually entails logging onto a website or two during our time online. But how secure is your password? As Brittany Harris tells us, Troy's IT Society helps students learn the answer.
For the next couple of weeks, Troy University's IT Society is trying to get students more informed and computer savvy about informational technology.
The IT Society is an organization. We've been here at Troy for about 2 years now, and we market mainly towards IS majors, but we are open to all majors. We want to give students an opportunity to get around and meet professionals in the field and to market ourselves out and kind of get the word spread around.
For their first meeting, they allowed Security Administrator Joshua Smith of HealthSouth Corporations come speak to students.
Tonight we were talking about password security, just trying to show people how ineffective passwords are, especially bad passwords are, at protecting your information. If you're relying just on passwords, or passwords alone can be very insecure, but especially bad passwords, trying to show people that you need to choose your passwords wisely and not use the same password at every site. The major benefit is just not losing your information. So whether it be a site you really don't care that much about or a site you care a lot about like a bank account, if you're choosing a bad password, you're really making it a lot easier on an attacker to get your data.
Students were given examples of how people easily guess passwords and how your jobs can be potentially affected by it.
I think it was very, very beneficial to the students because I think that they might have been able to take away something that they can move and they can apply towards their own career, that they can apply towards anytime they have to use a password for something.
Their next meeting will be held on January the 25th in room 129 at 6:30, where they will have another speaker talking about business intelligence. Brittany Harris, Troy Trojan Vision News.
As Brittany said, the IT Society will have another session on computer security this Wednesday at 6:30 in Biv Graves, room 129.
It's not often that you get a chance to meet a best-selling author face-to-face, especially one that is from your neck of the woods. Well, Troy students had the chance to do just that. Felicia Payne has a story.
Young adult author Rachel Hawkins visited Troy University on Wednesday to share her experiences as the author of the New York Times best-selling Hex Hall series. The former high school English teacher and Alabama native gave students some tips on what to do if they want to become writers themselves.
There's plenty of authors right now, published authors, who are writing books in college. It's becoming a real big thing. I think the biggest thing is do your research. Go to the language arts section of your Barnes & Noble, look up books about the publishing industry, do the most research you can about it as a business, and also have fun with what you're writing. Write the book that you want to write.
Hawkins' novels include Hex Hall and Demon Glass, and although her target audience may not necessarily be college students, she hopes anyone who picks up one of her books enjoys her hard work.
The biggest thing that I want people to get out of my books is that I just want them to have fun reading them, really. There's a story in there, I think, about identity and about being yourself no matter what, but if all you get from it is a fun few hours, then that is totally fine with me too.
One student who attended, who is both an English major and a fan of Hawkins' work, said she appreciated the chance to meet the author and learn about the field.
I have read her books. I really enjoy it. I like the field, and as an English major, I think it's fascinating to see someone who's made a career out of reading and writing books, which is all we do in this department.
Hawkins' third book, Spellbound, is scheduled to come out in March. Felicia Payne, Troy TrojanVision News.
The Troy lecture was one of two that Hawkins gave on Troy campuses this week. Tuesday night, she spoke on the Dothan campus. Well, Bailey, Troy University's Christian Student Center has welcomed many students over the years.
That's right, Judson, but for the past few months they were unable to due to a construction of a new building which is now complete. Jamarla Phillips shows us the new facility.
Troy University's new rebuilt Christian Student Center is a ministry of Christ, welcoming college students and young adults in the community. It's a ministry who realizes their needs for God and each other.
Well, I came from a small town, small church, small family, and I really wanted to carry that over into the college life. And the CSC just really opened their doors and have been nothing but family-like.
Campus Minister Ronnie Cochran says this building right here is a blessing compared to what students call their old building, the Red Brick House.
Well, if maybe you remember the old house, as we used to call it, was the old red brick house that served our ministry for right around 20 years. And we had put as many Band-Aids as we could on it, and it was finally time, and we were able to go ahead and say, you know, we have to build this new facility. And this building has been a dream of our church members and ministers here for quite some time, 20 years or more.
One student tells us that his first visit felt just like home.
I'd reached a point in my life where there's just a void. I needed something to live for. And I'd been here once or twice before. I decided to come back. When I did, I was just met with open arms, and just felt like home.
Cochran says the center is open just about every day, and he highly encourages students to come by and just fellowship.
We'll probably treat it much like a coffee house, just a come and go environment, come and hang out, study if you want to, watch TV if you want to. We have a prayer room with a chalkboard wall if you want to write your prayers to God or write requests in your prayers. And so we want it to be an attractive place, but we want it to be so that we extend the blessings that it is to us, to everyone else as well.
Jamarlo Phillips, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
The CSC is located at the corner of George Wallace and University Avenue, right across from the entrance to Troy University's campus.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, the nation's new Consumer Protection Agency is holding its first field hearing in Alabama. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau will be in Birmingham on Thursday afternoon for a session on payday lending practices. The state has one of the nation's highest numbers of payday lending operations per capita.
Authorities say jobs for more than 500 workers could end this spring and summer at the Anniston Army Department. The facility's commander, Colonel Timothy Sullivan, announced the impending layoffs to employees this week on closed-circuit television. The Anniston Star reports that Sullivan said on the broadcast that the numbers just aren't good for 2013.
Two sisters who were the winner and the runner-up in Season 11 of The Biggest Loser TV show are going to be the spokeswomen for Scale Back Alabama. The 6th year of the statewide weight loss program kicks off tomorrow in Montgomery. Officials say Olivia Ward, who was the winner, and her sister Hannah Curley will be the spokeswomen and role models for the 10-week contest.
Still to come on Trojan Vision Nightly News, the Trojan basketball teams are getting ready for a doubleheader tonight. Tiffany Lester will be in next with sports with all the details.
But first, another Republican presidential candidate has dropped out of the race. Find out who and why coming up after the break.
Rick Perry is out, and the candidate he's backing faces a new controversy. I'm Danielle Nottingham in North Charleston, South Carolina. I'll have the story coming up.
The first must-have app of 2012 is here. The Troy University app, available at the iTunes App Store. Puts interaction with Troy University at your fingertips even when you're on the go. Whether you're a student, a faculty or staff member, alumni, or a friend of Troy University, you'll find the Troy app indispensable. Students can work on online classes and get information about courses. Plus, there are campus maps, a staff directory with email and phone numbers, information about athletics, news, and much more. Get it today. The Troy University app for iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch.
Yo, check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Trojan Vision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Judson at the Global News Desk. Judson?
Thanks, Bailey. Rick Perry is out. The Texas governor has abandoned his White House bid, and he is backing one of his former rivals. just 2 days before the pivotal South Carolina primary. Danielle Nottingham reports from Charleston.
Rick Perry is headed back to Texas and throwing his support behind Newt Gingrich.
And Newt is not perfect, but who among us is?
Perry's exit from the race and his endorsement came just minutes after ABC News released an interview with Gingrich's second ex-wife, Mary Ann. She says Gingrich asked her if they could have an open marriage so he could carry on an affair with his current wife, Callista.
And you said?
No. No. That is not a marriage.
On the campaign trail today, he refused to comment on his ex-wife.
Both of my daughters are prepared to speak on the record with any of you who'd like to talk to them. Several other people who knew the situation are prepared to speak on the record. I'm not getting involved.
It's now a fight between Newt Gingrich and Rick Santorum for South Carolina's social conservative voters. Santorum rallied supporters here in Mount Pleasant who say they like his chances in Saturday's primary.
He's doing a lot better than everybody thought he would.
Today, Santorum got word that he actually finished on top in Iowa, besting Mitt Romney in the caucuses by 34 votes. And the frontrunner is watching his challengers close the gap in South Carolina. A new poll from the American Research Group shows Romney neck and neck with Gingrich, with only one more day to turn the tide of momentum. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Charleston, South Carolina.
Rough weather could complicate the search for victims on the cruise ship that ran aground off the coast of Italy. 11 people are confirmed dead so far, and while investigators work to piece together what happened to Costa Concordia, we're now hearing a recording of the first call between ship and shore. Anna Matranga is in Italy with the latest.
The Italian Coast Guard called the Costa Concordia to ask about reports of trouble on board after the ship ran aground. A crew member does not say the ship has hit a reef, only, "We've had a blackout, we're checking the conditions." The Coast Guard asks if passengers have been told to put on life vests. The answer, I repeat, we are checking the conditions of the blackout. Family members continue to arrive in Giglio as authorities released the identities of more victims. 4 French passengers, 1 Spanish and 1 Italian, plus a Peruvian crew member. A retired couple from Minnesota is among the 21 still missing. Italian officials are worried about the weather forecast. Rough seas are expected, and the ship could slide off the rocks and sink. If the fuel tanks break, the 500,000 gallons of fuel on board could cause an environmental disaster. Rescue crews set off controlled explosions, trying to open more areas of the ship for divers.
Our intention is still to find someone alive, and anyway, we're gonna find everybody to give them back to the family.
Crews are racing to complete the search before bad weather sets in. Anna Matranga, CBS News, Giglio, Italy.
Security teams in London are training for a possible terror attack during the Olympics. A massive rehearsal is underway this week to prevent terrorists from striking on the famous River Thames. Tina Kraus reports from London.
Police and military boats are sweeping across London's River Thames. Elite officers are practicing high-speed drills to keep terrorists off the water during this summer's Olympic Games. Authorities say there is no specific threat to the river that stretches 210 miles across England, but they're not taking any chances.
We already have people in jail in the UK who are convicted, and we're talking about attacking 2012, so the motivation is there.
Security forces want to avoid a terror attack like the one in Mumbai in 2008, when Islamic terrorists snuck into the country through unpatrolled waterways, launching a deadly shooting spree. The Thames snakes right through the heart of London. Spectators are certain to pack these banks during the games. That's why security forces are determined to keep the river safe. Dozens of Royal Marines and police officers are teaming up to figure out the best tactics to patrol and protect the area.
Should we need military assistance, ensuring that the military who will be working with us understand how we operate and we understand how they operate.
In this exercise, they practiced intercepting a suspicious boat. Britain will deploy about 12,500 police officers and 13,500 military personnel during the Games. Authorities hope the massive show of force will be enough to keep terrorists away. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the nation and around the world, including how computers are helping to eliminate snow days for some parts of the country, you can tune in to Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Bailey.
Thank you, Judson. And now Tiffany Lester joins us with sports. So, Tiffany, both the men's and women's basketball teams are in action tonight.
That's right. They're about to hit the court right now at 5:15. And they haven't had a lot of luck lately, both the men's and the women's team, but hopefully they'll get a win tonight for both of them, and I'll get into that right now. The Troy men's basketball team will be hitting the hardwood tonight as they host Florida Atlantic in the second game of a 3-game homestand. Tonight, they're looking to snap a 3-game home losing streak, and their confidence may be running low as the Trojans are just 4-3 at home so far this season. But head coach John Maestri says that the team will need to stay strong and focused in order to get a win against last year's conference champion.
Who was the conference champion last year and have 4 starters back from last year's team. So they're a very good basketball team. And we need to be hungrier than they are for a victory. So that's, I think, the mental part of the game is probably the most important part for us against Florida Atlantic.
Tip-off for the game is set for 7:30 tonight in Sartain Hall. The Troy women's basketball team has been playing hard, but haven't really been able to finish. And for their second of a 3 straight home contest, they take on Florida Atlantic tonight. They look to get their first home victory of the season against a team that has struggled in the past in Sartain Hall. The Trojans have won the past 4 out of the 5 meetings against the Owls on their home court. Head coach Mike Murphy says the atmosphere on their home court is great and that as long as they can stay strong till the end, they'll get some wins.
Playing at home, we've got great fans, our band is outstanding, and we've been playing really well at home. We just got to find a way to finish, and once we do, I think we're going to have a lot of success.
A win against the Owls Thursday night would snap a 7-game losing streak as well as give the Trojans their first conference victory this season. The game is set for 5:15 in Sartain Hall. The Troy women's soccer team has yet again proven that they're talented both on and off the field. The NSCAA College Team Academic Award winners have been released for the year of 2011, and for the 6th straight year, Troy women's soccer team has made the cut. The award is rewarded to teams who record at least a 3.0 GPA. This year, out of the 792 total teams they were awarded the honor, 572 women's teams were on the list. As a team, the Trojan squad averaged a 3.27 GPA for the 2010-2011 season. So, Bailey, Judson, while the soccer team's been getting awards off the soccer field, hopefully the basketball team can get some wins on their court tonight.
Absolutely. We hope for the best and best luck to them.
Oh, yeah, best of luck.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tiffany.
Thanks. Still to come on Trojan Vision Nightly News, find out how you can get a better understanding of the Civil War.
But first, today has been bright and breezy, but what can we expect for the rest of the week? Bree?
And it looks like those bright and breezy conditions may be coming to an end. I'll have more coming up in weather.
Yeah, salad on Saturday, fruit on Friday, throw a ball Thursday, water Wednesday, touch your toes Tuesday, let's move Monday, swap snacks Sunday.
60 minutes of physical activity a day and eating well can help get your child healthy. So keep them active and eating well every day. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov. That's letsmove.gov.
Oh, this isn't good. I was a gift from him to her. I'm going to the animal shelter, which isn't necessarily bad. I just hate the stigma associated with shelter pets. People will think I bite or that I spray everywhere. They're the ones with problems. I'm totally fine. Adopt me, you'll see. I'm gonna go pack.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Trojan Vision Nightly News.
And now Bree Sanders joins us with a look at weather.
Well, Bree, it looked and felt pretty great outside today. The wind was kind of chilly, but I think what everyone is wondering is, will this great weather continue on into the weekend?
Well, you know, we have had those picture-perfect conditions all day today, but it looks like as we head towards the weekend, that may change. I'll get into that in just a moment, though. Let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that the sun has gone completely down. Night has taken over our campus, so whether you're headed to class or headed home from work, make sure you be careful out there. Moving on to our current conditions, right now we have clear skies, temperatures at 61 degrees, dew points at 28 degrees, humidity is at 29%, barometers at 30.07 inches and rising. Winds are coming in from the southwest at 9 miles per hour. Today's stats, we had a high today of 64, a low of 44. There was no rain today. The sun rises at 6:43 a.m. and it should have set at 5:07 p.m. Take a look at our temperatures around the state. We see overall the state is experiencing some upper 50 to lower 60 degree temperatures. Mobile coming in at 62, Huntsville at 56, Birmingham at 57, Montgomery at 62, Troy at 61, Phoenix City at 58, and Dothan at 61. Looking at our temperatures across the southeast, in our area we're experiencing some mid 50 to upper 50 degree temperatures, and it looks like as we head throughout the rest of the southeast, those temperatures remain almost constant. The Carolinas decreasing a little bit into the upper 40s, Florida coming in at the mid 70s, as well as certain parts of Texas in the mid 70s, a little bit warmer than what we've been seeing lately. Looking at our temperatures across the United States, here on the West Coast, they're in the mid to upper 50s as well as we are. And as we head throughout the Midwest, it doesn't decrease too significantly into the lower 50s, the mid 40s, just about cool right there. Looking at our current surface map here in the Midwest, we do have a few high pressure systems, and we do have this cold and this warm front mixing in, coming in through the Midwest, bringing them a little bit of heavy to moderate rain systems, as well as a little bit of precipitation here in the Midwest. As we take a closer look at our area, we see we don't have too much going on, but we may possibly have this cold front coming in through the northern part of Tennessee and maybe in our area later on tonight. Our precipitation forecast for the next 48 hours in our area, we will have about a 30 to 50% chance of rain coming in towards the weekend, so you may want to be on the lookout for that. Moving into Friday, we do have a 30% chance of rain. Heading into Saturday, it does get a little bit heavier into about 50% chance of rain, so you might want to keep that umbrella on hand with you as well as a light jacket possibly. As we head to Sunday to close out our weekend, it goes back up to or back down to a 30% chance of rain. As we head out our week on Monday, we do have a 30% chance of rain there still, so we may have a gloomy weekend for the rest of the week and on into next week. For tonight's forecast, we do have partly cloudy skies. Winds are light and variable. Winds coming in from the south at 5 miles per hour with a low of 48 degrees. Tomorrow, we will have cloudy with a few possible chances of showers, warm temperatures, winds coming in from the south from 10 to 15 miles per hour with a high of 73. So unlike today, tomorrow, it will be pretty warm. Those warm temperatures coming back into our area. Take a look at our class outlook. At about 7 a.m., it should be about 53. It should get to 61 around 10. It should get to a high of 70 around 1 and 3 p.m. so you can go outside and enjoy your day with hopefully no rain. Take a look at our 4-day forecast. For tomorrow, we have that high of 73 with a low of 58. Saturday, we have that high of 72 with a low of 57. Sunday, 72 with a low of 57 as well. And Monday, we have that high of 70. So, Judson, today we have been experiencing those picture-perfect conditions, and it looks like we may have a little bit of rain coming in through the weekend, but those warm temperatures are still going to be here to stay.
Yeah, but it'd be warm rain.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not very happy about that.
Before, right?
All right. Thanks a lot, Bree.
You're welcome.